Okay. I thought that was a weird way to start it out, too. And maybe if we...
That was what I read.
If we drop that in later, maybe... It's like immediately get to... Yeah, so Dora is an alt-right icon.
But I feel like I remember those, like, memes.
I don't... I remember Pepe. And I remember, like, over 9,000. I remember some shit, but I don't remember Dora. I feel like wouldn't MAGA hate Dora? She's a immigrant.
I feel like that was the whole point. Like, they were really, like, sexualizing her and, like, doing some weird shit to Dora.
Why are they sexualizing Dora? 3, 2... Shut the fuck up, bitch. Welcome to the Agree to Disagree podcast. I'm Bela Delgado.
I'm Mordecai.
And today we're going to be discussing the intricacies of Y2K Latin American culture and its ties to two of the stars of today's podcast, Dora the Explorer as well as Jennifer Lopez. Now, we picked Dora the Explorer and Jennifer Lopez because we really decided that we saw these as the two pillars of mainstream Latin American culture, at least in the Western media. Now, what's something immediately that jumps out to you about Dora when you're thinking of her iconography?
Languages. In Greece, for example, they teach, Dora teaches them English. In, I believe, in some parts of Spain, Dora teaches them English. At least get their minds working, get their minds interested in Latin American culture.
Yeah, I think Dora, to me, just kind of screams consumerism. But the thing is, Dora was always more of a product than she was a TV show. And that's something I really learned when I went back and I was trying to watch the show. Or we were trying to watch it together, right? And holy shit, it sucks. It's a TV show. And it's not, there's so many TV shows from back in the day that you can watch now that you liked when you were a kid that are good. Like SpongeBob, for example. You go back and you watch SpongeBob now, and SpongeBob's just as good, if not better, than it was back then. You go back and watch Hey Arnold. You go back and watch even, like, Mickey Mouse Clubhouse is still, like, holds up really well. Dora the Explorer, you're watching it, and you're like, this is a show for fucking babies.
But that's kind of the whole point, is that the whole point of the show was for it to be a show for kids. It was never supposed to have a plot. The whole reason it was created was to teach kids Spanish.
Yeah, I feel like I didn't learn Spanish from it. I feel like I watched a lot of Dora, and here's the thing, I watched a lot of Dora, and I don't remember any of it. Yeah. I don't remember the plot lines of Dora, I barely remember the characters, and I'll go back and watch it now, and it feels vaguely familiar, but I'm like, they could be putting entire new plots into these episodes and new characters, and I wouldn't be able to tell, because I just have no recollection of what was happening in it. And that's interesting because I watched Dora up until I was like 10, 11 years old. And I remember liking it at that age. And it already, like, I'm watching it today. I'm like, I can't imagine how this would be entertaining to a fucking 10-year-old.
I think it's one of those things where also how you grow up and how it, like, represents you. Because when you're growing up, right, and you don't see that many brown people around, and you see Dora on the television, you do kind of grow up, like, having that representation. And, like, for me, I connected with Dora. Like, I remember The Troll Under the Bridge. Oh, I like Dora.
I did, too.
I remember when it started developing its plot line, like, when Go, Diego, Go. But Dora was never supposed to be all of that. It just kind of became that thing because kids really liked Dora. Like, at the time, it sounds really silly, but it was interactive. It was fun for kids, you know?
Well, yeah, the entire concept of Dora is that it's a computer game. You're basically logging into a computer, and that's why she spends so much time asking you all these stupid-ass fucking questions, is because you're supposed to be learning, and sometimes kids need that time to answer the question, and that's why she'll ask it 3 times in a fucking row.
Yeah.
But it just, that's consequentially why it doesn't exactly hold up today, because...
It's so repetitive.
Yeah, there's nothing to gain from it.
For the most part, it's always the same thing. It's like they're going on a trip, they encounter all these little things along the trip, and then they get to their end goal. And that's it. There's never anything deeper than that. Even when Diego became like a part of the thing and they started like the whole like Go Diego Go and all that, it's literally just a male Dora. It's the same fucking thing with some animals.
There's no surprises to, especially when they always lay it out at the beginning of the episode, because the map comes out and he's first of all banger music. Dora, she had hits.
Yeah, she did.
Backpack song. backpack song, number
Backpack,
one,
backpack,
number one on every
backpack,
chart.
backpack.
Billboard Hot 100, Billboard Songwriters Chart, Billboard everything.
It has at least 10 Grammys.
Diamond certified. Like, that shit is on the aux. Like,
It's fire.
And
Fire. You could rap over that, and I bet you that would go so hard.
oh my gosh, I might have to sample it. I need to pull it up. On my next project.
Someone should sample that.
I'm sure someone has. If somebody knows a song that samples Backpack from Dora, please send that to me, because that's probably a fucking banger, and I'm gonna shake my ass to it. I'm gonna I'll be in the fuck. Imagine if that shit came on in the club. Oh my gosh.
They would go so hard though if you had like a really nice sound system in your car, because you know that bass is like backpack, 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 backpack.
Here's the thing. Okay, I resonated with Dora when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And the reason being that A, I thought it was a girl. I still do. And B, I'm Mexican. I am half Mexican, and I even recognized that with Dora when I was younger, because when I was a kid, I thought there were only two races. I thought there were white people and Mexican people. And I thought all black people were Mexican people, too. I thought all Asian people were Mexican people. And so I thought that I was just, like, half white and half everybody else. So, but Dora was so Latin America, goddess, queen, mother, that I just was obsessed with her. I was enamored with her. I had her all over my shit. I had books of her. I had backpacks of her. I had clothes with her on them. And the thing was, I saw myself in her because when I looked in the mirror, I saw a little Latina. Like, I saw a little Latin girl who was adventurous and had a best friend who was a monkey. Although that was just me being schizophrenic. That wasn't actually what was happening. But no, I totally resonated with Dora. And I think that's the thing, is you resonate with Dora, the brand, the image. And what all these episodes are doing are just kind of reinforcing it further and further. Like, Dora is this face of something that isn't quite fully developed, it almost feels like.
I guess in a way, like, do you mean like story-wise?
In terms of just substance, I feel like there aren't a lot of layers to Dora, and that's why she's kind of gotten dropped from the lexicon. I'm not that people, of course she's still prolific, everybody knows who the fuck she is, but she doesn't get discussed in the way we discuss a lot of old cartoons.
She even had like a whole live action, which I think it flopped.
Probably, oh yeah.
And then they remade her, and like they made her like more like modern, I guess. So clearly she was popular enough to get remade and to get a live action.
No, she's still that girl. Yeah. It just, I feel like in general, like, if you go on the internet, people aren't discussing Dora. They're not, and if they are, it's like memes, it's jokes, it's like things that don't really have anything to do with the actual integral storylines or other characters within the Dora universe. I feel like Dora is just kind of there. And it almost felt like so much was put into the image of Dora that the substance hasn't really led to longevity. I feel like kids today aren't watching Dora like I was. I could be wrong, but I've worked.
It's definitely been like changed. Like Paw Patrol has become a really big thing. Mm-hmm. Like I feel like who I feel like could be on like the same level. Actually, speaking of as Dora. What's his name? Caillou.
Oh, you know what? Caillou gets a lot of shit. We could do a whole episode about Caillou. I loved Caillou. Look, I have really a soft spot in my heart for Caillou because when I was like 13 to 17 years old, I used to watch my nephew, and he was like a little baby. He was like 10 years younger than me. And he was obsessed with Caillou, and I would just watch Caillou with him all day. And so, like, that's how I bonded with my nephew, was just, I would have to get invested in Caillou. But I feel like Caillou really hit its stride after Dora came in and brought the scene. Dora felt like an immediate, surefire success. She just came out the gate swinging on bitches. She's kind of like the Madonna of the little Hispanic or girl who, it feels like there's been more of them ever since. Well, is Doc McStuffins Hispanic?
Who?
Doc McStuffins.
Who the fuck is Doc McStuffins?
I've only seen that show a couple times. I could be wrong. She could be a different race. I think she's Hispanic.
Wait, who the fuck is Doc McStuffins?
Dora walked so that Doc McStuffins could run. I think she might be a different race. I literally haven't seen that show in a long time. I don't think it's even about them being Hispanic. It's just Dora is the Madonna of children's TV shows leading powerful female characters. I firmly stand by that. And I think
African American.
okay, Doc McStuffins, she's black.
Mhm.
Okay, sorry to the Doc McStuffins community for. I thought she was Hispanic for some reason.
Here you are, grown up, still thinking everybody's Hispanic.
Damn it! Fuck.
Oh, shit. Oh fuck! But what?
I think we're all Hispanic. We're all.
People are gonna get mad at that.
Eh.
Oh fuck.
No. I'm just saying, I feel like Dora really paved the way regardless. Like, Dora's impact is a lot greater than her quality.
Yes.
And I think
absolutely
that gets lost on a lot of people. I feel like there's more affection for Dora, though, than there was, like, say, 15 years ago even. I feel like she used to get shit on more. I feel like she's not as relevant today.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I only ever see her if it's a meme.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think, I don't know, does that in itself mean that she, like, that in itself I feel like does mean that she's very culturally significant.
Yeah, the fact that she's memeable and you
Yeah.
can put her in a meme and everybody will know who she is.
Yeah, like, that's fucking Dora, yeah.
I mean, she's an icon. It's just Jennifer Lopez. Now,
Jennifer Lopez was more infamous than anything, I feel like.
Well, is she any more infamous than Dora?
But the problem is that Jennifer Lopez is actually kind of a bad person.
Okay, why is Jennifer Lopez a bad person? Oh wait, the tip thing. Oh my god, I don't know if that's real. That can't be. It could be.
But there's supposedly also like rumors of her being difficult on set, of her being like very like prideful and egotistical, of her just being like very like up on a fucking like high horse.
So being Mariah Carey.
Yeah, but it's like, why the fuck are you gonna act like Mariah Carey when you're not Mariah Carey? And then for two, like, I guess one of her like, I don't know if it was like one of her maids or something like that supposedly asked for her autograph, and she fucking fired her.
She fired her maid for asking for her autograph.
Yeah.
This is all alleged, by the way. Jennifer Lopez comes after it. I saw a post somewhere of someone saying that she used to go into Las Vegas diners with Ben Affleck, and Ben would tip very generously, and she would stay back and take all the tips from people.
That sounds kind of fake, to be honest with you.
But
it's so funny.
I hope that's fake. I feel like here's the thing. There's a lot of lore that goes around Jennifer Lopez, in the same way there's a lot of lore that goes around Dora. Like, Dora, people try to smear her name. People try to make Dora not safe for children. People make all these crazy conspiracy theories about her.
They do.
But Jennifer Lopez almost feels similar to me in that way. And, like, I don't believe all the crazy shit I hear about Jennifer Lopez.
I do, though, because she literally dated Diddy and went through that whole club thing.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I forgot. Yeah, dating Diddy is crazy.
I do believe that.
That is...
Her whole lore with Diddy is crazy.
Here's the thing. I don't know how to discuss the Diddy of it all. Because Diddy has done actually, like, heinous things from just what we've seen so far.
Jennifer Lopez supposedly shot somebody.
I don't care if she shot someone. But I'm just kidding. Jennifer Lopez, if you shot somebody, that's not nice.
It's alleged. Allegedly
she probably just took the rap for him.
No, he took the rap for her.
Oh, he took. So she was the one fired. So she was the. Yeah. She was the one setting shots.
Yeah, supposedly.
She said, "Get up on your good foot."
Yeah, but what everybody's basically like, the story.
Love you, Megan.
Is that Diddy made her put the gun in her purse, and she was the one that probably shot off the gun. But Diddy took the rap for her.
Okay, so maybe she really is Jenny from the block.
That's what everybody was saying.
Okay, no. You know what? Maybe it was all a setup to, like, give her good PR. So that she looks more street. Like, she looks, like, more down with the G's. I don't know. Is that how you say it? Is that even a saying? Down with the G's? I feel like I talk like a fucking boomer.
Like an old person?
I do. I remember I said whippersnappers in a video once, and I didn't realize that I had said that. And then somebody commented, like, Bayla, why did you say whippersnappers? It was just the right word at the right time. I don't know. Jennifer Lopez... She dated Diddy, and I think if she did that, she must be a victim in some capacity. I don't know. I can't imagine dating Diddy and not having received terrible mistreatment during it. So I don't know how much I would want to speculate that she was intertwined with things he was doing. But then again, I don't know. And what is different about Jennifer Lopez compared to other people who were around Diddy at that time is Jennifer Lopez is a grown woman. Whereas like Aaliyah, for example, was a teenager. Or Justin Bieber, when he was around Diddy, was a teenager. A lot of the people who get thrown into Diddy discourse were minors. And I think that's why Jennifer Lopez has kind of been not side-eyed, but just, well, kind of side-eyed, but looked up after. Like, people don't really care about her involvement because she was a grown adult. But I sometimes wonder what her stories are. How did she end up in a situation where she was dating P. Diddy?
I don't know, because at the time she was really popular. I think, I'd have to look it up, but I think when she started dating Diddy, she had just finished up recording Selena, and at that time she was like really loved and everything. I don't think, because if you look at like everyone that's been a victim so far, it's always been like people who were less famous than him. I don't think he would have like, I think he definitely like, they definitely probably have some stories, they probably went through some stuff, obviously, but I don't think it would have been to the same level with Jennifer Lopez. I have more of like a feeling that she probably witnessed things, was probably involved in a few things, but didn't want to take it like past a certain point. That's like my view on it. I feel like in a way that she, at the time he wouldn't have had the power over her that he had, like, let's say Cassie, or let's say Kim, or literally any of the other people that he, you know, he literally was like their boss in a way.
Yeah, I guess it's just hard to tell because Diddy could have been doing anything. And this is the thing, is we probably don't even know the tip of the iceberg of what P. Diddy did to people, because that man has so much evil in his eyes. Oh my gosh.
He looks so weird.
He scared me shitless even when I was a kid. He has this dead look in his eyes.
Yeah, he looks like he looks soulless even.
It looks like he will suck your soul from you.
Yeah.
And bring it into his dark abyss of nothing. Did she just attack you?
Yeah, she did.
We got a cat down here.
No, I think it's in there. They might have seen her.
Do you see the cat? Okay, I see the cat.
Yeah.
You see the pussy?
I see the pussy.
Hairy pussy. I love when I bathe my cats and I start singing wet ass pussy.
You bathe your cats?
Yeah.
How often?
Like once every couple months.
Oh shit! I don't bathe.
I guess you don't have to because they clean themselves, but I bathe my cats. Do you think Boots ever got a bath? That
Probably.
bitch like stank.
Probably.
Low-key,
it has
Boots.
boots. It's a monkey that wears boots.
Look,
shower.
I love Boots. Boots was the reason I watched Dora in the first place. I think I was more obsessed with Boots than I was with Dora at first, but eventually I think, you know, brand stuck to me and I was like, oh, Dora is that girl. Could they have done more with Boots? I feel like, where's the Boots spinoff? Boots could have been a brand in of his own.
Did. Because I remember Boots being really
You're
popular.
going to have to pull out the Google for that one.
Yeah.
Well, Boots feels like he could have been his own side franchise, kind of like Diego was. I feel like Boots could have had his own family, his own art. Hell, he might have it and we just didn't watch the whole show. It's just strange how much sense it made. You get this little Hispanic girl and her tiny little monkey. It just worked.
No spin-off of Boots.
Well, that's some bullshit. Wasted opportunity.
And I went to the Dora fandom Wikipedia.
We were thinking about which pop star could take the place of Jennifer Lopez, and we stumbled upon Shakira. I feel like Shakira is more iconic than Jennifer Lopez. However, Jennifer Lopez is far more infamous. I feel like she started a lot more controversy. You see a lot more opinions around Jennifer Lopez. People feel a lot more strongly about her. And that's something that I think I take into account that makes her more similar to Dora. Because, you know, Dora is kind of hated for being Dora. Jennifer Lopez is hated for being Jennifer Lopez, but I guess there's more to that because, like you said, there's a lot of lore around her maybe not being the nicest person. I wonder, do you know much about the Mariah Carey fiasco?
No. I don't know. Like, we were talking about this earlier. I don't know anything about it.
Okay.
Like, I do know that supposedly, like, she was put up against her in a way to be, like, the opposite of her, right? Or the opposite of somebody.
So, when Mariah Carey was 18 years old, she marries her label executive, Tommy Mottola, when she signs to Sony Records. And they are married for several years. They end up getting a divorce. There's a lot of specifics about the messiness of it all. But basically, there's a lot of bad blood there. And Tommy Mottola wants to replace Mariah Carey with... It becomes Jennifer Lopez, but with some other pop star who he thinks can kind of knock her off the charts, fill a similar niche, kind of take Mariah Carey's place in the mainstream. And it is alleged by many, including seemingly Mariah Carey herself, if you read her book, that Jennifer Lopez was slotted as this person who was chosen to take over Mariah Carey's spot. And it kind of almost worked for a minute. Early in the 2000s, Mariah Carey was kind of flopping. She was not putting out the hits like she used to. She wasn't moving the units like she did before. And that's when you see Jennifer Lopez really rise to prominence in pop music. She's getting these #1 hits, #1 albums. And there's a lot of animosity.
How many of her albums are #1?
I don't know. I just know she had a few big albums there.
Keep going, sorry.
She just had a few big eras. I mean... When I think of Jennifer Lopez's musical legacy, a lot of it is like in the hits. You know, I immediately think I'm Real featuring Ja Rule. I immediately think Waiting for Tonight, which that's like kind of song of the millennium, right? Like the new millennium. It kind of gives me the same vibe as Believe by Cher. There's a very specific thing they were putting in the 1999 music.
I guess my thing is that I never really listened to Jennifer Lopez like that. I mainly knew her for her acting.
I mean,
The first time I saw her was in Selena.
I was an infant when she was at her peak, so, I mean, I can only speak so much to that. But even when I was a kid, like, Jennifer Lopez was still in people's mouths. People were talking about her. I would still see her all over magazines and shit.
Did her music career start before or after she recorded Selena?
After. I'm fairly sure Selena was, like, her big breakout, because before that, she was on In Living Color.
Yeah, she was an actress, and she had almost won that award. She
was a dancer or actress. Probably a model, too, I would imagine.
No, she wasn't a model.
No.
She was a backup dancer for, I don't remember if it was Missy Elliott or Mary J. Blige.
Probably Missy Elliott. Or both. Wait, both of them have ties to Diddy, so I wouldn't be...
It all comes back to Diddy.
Yeah. I wonder if they're all just really weird.
That's a bigger conversation to be had, yeah. I guess oh god, the Diddy conversation.
Well, okay, let's keep this on Jennifer Lopez.
Yeah,
Jennifer Lopez
a deep conversation
as a public figure. Jennifer Lopez was slated to take over Mariah Carey. The thing is, she's not nearly as talented as Mariah Carey.
No, Mariah Carey's incredibly talented.
Not even in the same wheelhouse as a singer. Not remotely. Even. I don't even know if Jennifer Lopez wrote her own songs, but Mariah Carey's a much better songwriter. Even if she was writing her own songs, Mariah Carey writes better songs than that.
I mean, I would assume not if she needed to steal somebody else's songs.
Oh, or yeah. Well, okay. So that's a whole nother thing, the Ashanti of it all.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, there are multiple Jennifer Lopez songs, particularly her collaborations with Ja Rule, that were written by Ashanti. And not only did Ashanti write these songs, you can hear her vocals more prominently than Jennifer Lopez's vocals on some of these songs. And if you really listen, it almost sounds like Jennifer Lopez isn't even there for parts of it. Like, you listen to the chorus of I'm Real, and it just sounds like Ashanti. I loved Ashanti when I was a kid. That was one of my first pop girls I obsessed over. I bought her album. I would literally wait by the TV for her music videos to come on. I was like 4 years old. I was in love with her. I'm still in love with her.
I feel like she just got really full of herself after Selena, to be honest with you.
Jennifer Lopez?
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, I thought you meant Ashanti.
No.
Ashanti. Congratulations, Ashanti. I think she's pregnant. Or did she already have the baby? With Nelly.
I don't keep up with Ashanti.
Ashanti and Nelly, a love story for the ages. I love them together. I really liked Nelly when I was a kid, too. I was telling this story just a few months ago about how I used to sing the Hot in Her song with my neighbor.
I love that song. That's such a good fucking song.
She was like, she would make me like slap her ass. Well, no, because I was like 4 years old, and she would like be doing the girl part, like, I am getting so hot, I want to take my clothes off. And I would slap her ass, and I'd be like, with a little, and I felt like a pimp. Jennifer Lopez is, I think, in spite of all of that, in spite of the fact that she can't sing, in spite of the fact that she doesn't write music, in spite of the fact that she's not a good musician.
And honestly, I don't see where all of her talent went, like, after Selena. Because she's, like, when you really look at it now, like, a lot of her more modern acting, she's not that great of an actress either. She's not.
I have not watched anything Jennifer Lopez has starred in.
Okay.
Selena.
Okay, so there we go.
You know what? That's just something I've really... Have I watched Jennifer Lopez movies?
I know she's, like... I think she's been in a few rom-coms.
I feel like every Jennifer Lopez movie, like, post-Selena has been a disaster. It feels like it's just Jennifer Lopez booking movie deal after movie deal, and then it just being a flop.
I mean, she had to cancel her whole tour because she couldn't sell the tickets.
Well, that was this year. I feel like even in, like, the 2000s, Jennifer Lopez was just more prolific as a pop star than she was as a movie star. Like, Jiggly. What else was she in? She used to do these really, like, milquetoast Hallmark type movies, I feel like, that I never watched.
Yeah, like those, like, rom-coms and shit.
What has she been in? She did the girl or the woman next door. It was a movie that one, I tried watching it and it was really fucking uncomfortable. It's like this guy who's stalking her. Mm-hmm. It felt like a weird fetish project. It was really strange.
I mean, she was in Jack with Robin Williams.
Wait, have I seen that?
It's the movie where he has a disease where, like, he's supposedly growing, like, really fast.
Oh, wait.
He's, like, in 5th grade.
Okay, I've heard of this. I've never watched it. In spite of the fact that Jennifer Lopez is not talented on a fundamental level, I believe that she's iconic. I believe that she deserves her flowers to some degree. And the fact that she has so little talent is a testament to her true talent. I feel like
her talent of being untalented.
I feel like the fact that... Well, okay, she's not untalented. She can dance. That woman can dance her ass off. She's a performer.
Yeah, you're right.
She's a performer.
Right. She can dance.
Apparently that doesn't sell tickets, but she's a performer.
It's because she can't sing. And she doesn't have
that doesn't matter. She's just going to be playing a backing track anyways. And here's the thing. A lot of your faves don't sing live. Okay. A lot of your faves don't sing live. Even the ones that y'all pretend sing live, they don't sing live.
Zayn sings live.
I wasn't talking about Zayn.
They're my faves.
Okay, well, your faves. He's a One Direction person. I like One Direction. First of all, we're talking about main pop girls right now. I think One Direction as a whole could qualify as a main pop girl. And Harry
Sabrina Carpenter.
She doesn't sing live.
She sings live, doesn't
she? I feel like she sings live, but it's...
Chaperone.
Once again, if you watch that new Christmas special they did where they're doing a duet together, they are so slathered in pitch correction, both of them. They are both so slathered in pitch correction that they aren't colliding with each other. It almost... They are trying to harmonize and it just homogenizes because...
Sabrina Carpenter and Chaperone?
Yeah,
they... a collab?
Yeah, they just did one.
What the fuck? I'm not in the know. That doesn't sound live at all.
See, yeah, that's not live.
That doesn't sound live.
No, it's not. No one performs live anymore. Nobody.
But I mean, like, in concert.
I'm sure there's parts of it that might be live. It's a lot of backing tracks, and it's a lot of pitch correction. A lot of people don't realize how easy it is to put pitch correction.
I don't care about the color of the dress. No, you can hear that she's live.
That's pitch corrected. I can hear the pitch correction. What? Do you not? So pitch correction, it can be live, but it's pitch corrected. You know when Taylor Swift sits down at her pianos and does her surprise songs?
I'm sorry, you're gonna hate me, but Taylor Swift, you can't compare. You can't compare Taylor Swift to Sabrina Carpenter's vocals.
Yes, you can. They sound almost the same.
I disagree with you. I disagree with you. They sound the same. It's just... I disagree with you.
They're singing all the same notes and they're doing all the same... I mean, I like Taylor, so y'all know I'm a Swiftie. I love Taylor Swift as like an artist. None of these pop stars sing live. None of them. None of them. And this is a lie that's being sold by the industry because we are in this age of everybody needing everything to be perfect all the time. If you go back and you listen to pop girls in the 1990s, you listen to Mariah Carey singing live, she's missing notes. Here and there, she's missing notes. There's no way the best singers in the world don't sing an entire song, let alone a multiple-hour concert without missing a note.
It's Broadway. They do it on Broadway all the time.
That's Broadway, not these pop... And it's also...
Ariana Grande's literally a Broadway girl. Liz Gillies is literally a Broadway girl.
Have you seen a Broadway show, though? Have you been to Broadway?
Not to Broadway, like New York to Broadway.
I've been to Broadway. They miss notes when they sing.
But it sounds fucking beautiful.
It does.
Even if you go back and look at Mariah Carey's live recordings from like before all of this, if we want to go back, like you can listen to her. Like, yeah, she's gonna miss notes and everything. And what we listened to, for sure, it was obvious that wasn't live, right? But Mariah Carey sounds amazing live.
Yes, but she also has a human voice. A lot of these girls go on stage and we've been fed manufactured pitch corrected vocals for about 25 years now, to the point that people can't tell that it's pitch corrected. It's pretty much every single one of them.
There are artists that
I'm sure, you know what, I'm sure there are artists who do.
But to say every single artist
I'm generalizing. I'm generalizing here. But it's completely, like, it's to a point that you can't even sometimes... if somebody really was coming on stage and singing with perfect pitch all the time, they wouldn't be able to get recognition for it because of how many people are using pitch correction.
Charlie Puth has perfect pitch. It's like scientifically proven.
Okay, but I don't care about Charlie Puth.
That's fine, but the argument here is that there's no artist that it's not manufactured.
Also, him having perfect pitch doesn't mean he always hits pitches perfectly. That's a completely different thing. Him being able to hear pitch and differentiate it and hear a pitch and say that's what that pitch is does not mean every time he's singing live, he hits every pitch.
For the most part, he does. Have you heard him live?
I don't know that I have. I don't know that I have.
Even on his TikTok, he does that whole thing.
Charlie Puth himself says that he pitch corrects and auto-tunes his voice.
I mean, I'm sure he does sometimes. Like you're right to say, like, in songs, when we listen to songs and everything, like, yes, when they're mixing their stuff, yeah, like, obviously, they want it to sound perfect. And I'm 100% sure that every artist at some point has not sung live. But to say that every single artist doesn't sing live and that there's no actual example of any of them singing live. It's crazy.
It's not that they can't sing. It's that that's not allowed anymore. It's not common practice in the music industry to just let people sing live. I do believe that it's not
common practice because there are a lot of instances where we catch people when you can tell that they are not singing live. The times that the backing is like skipped or something like that has happened, right? But there are also a lot of like Mariah Carey, when she was actually lip singing, and then the backing they had a technical error, so she had to do her verse live.
Okay, lip syncing is completely different from singing with pitch correction. Like, you think, like, for example,
I guess I get what you're saying. That was my bad, because I thought in general we're talking about them not singing live, or not doing it live. So if the argument goes towards pitch correction, yeah, I'm sure. But it still comes down to, like you're saying, like modern age right now. I'm pretty sure that was at the That was at
the New Year's Eve Dick Clark thing.
Yeah, and
I know exactly what performance you're talking about.
Because she was pissed. Yeah, and if their entire thing was fucking up, right, and they hadn't like counted on her singing, they might not have. I don't see it in my brain that they would have prepared to have her just sing like that and have it be pitch correct.
Yeah, I mean, that seems like a scenario where they really were intending for her to lip sync, but it was just a problem with her headphones where she couldn't hear the song properly. The thing is, I just stand firm in that I see all of these live performances from all these new up-and-coming pop stars, and they are all completely pitch corrected or lip singing. It's almost 100% of the time. And when you do hear them kind of singing live, it's usually kind of like a one-off performance that they do that has very limited recording. When they are doing these actual, like, televised performances, or these performances
I don't trust televised performances. I'm talking about concerts. Like live. Like we're talking like live.
I still think they don't sing live and if they do, it's very small portions of songs because they are hitting notes in a way that they aren't able to hit notes when they're doing like an interview. You notice how a lot of artists will show up to do a Genius interview and they will have to sing the song because they can't sing it like they do in the studio version or even the live version.
I think that's also just them not like they're just talk like I think that's just them wanting to talk it. Like I don't think that's so much like if someone came to like ask me about the song, like I don't think I would sing my own lyrics.
Okay. We're going off topic here. Jennifer Lopez, despite the fact that she does not sing live, that she really cannot sing. That's another thing. A lot of these girls don't sing live, but they can sing. Like Taylor Swift doesn't sing live a lot, but she can sing. She has a like technically good voice. Jennifer Lopez does it. Like Jennifer Lopez, literally, you put pitch correction on her, she still doesn't quite sing right. She still does like there's still something missing from it. And
like I said, I didn't listen to Jennifer Lopez's music.
You know, and I don't know. Sometimes I feel like
listen to some Jennifer Lopez real quick. Let's listen to her most popular song, "On the Floor," featuring Pitbull.
Oh yeah, well that's her 2011 hit. That was her big dance song, her comeback.
Really?
This was huge when I was in middle school.
Really? 2 billion views? 2.4 billion? That's crazy. Why have I never heard this before? She has a song with Cardi B?
She has a lot of songs.
Yeah, but I didn't realize she had that many.
Sometimes I feel like maybe I'm giving Jennifer Lopez a little too much slack, but no, I genuinely do believe, like, the way she's curated her career, the way she's known exactly when to pivot and where to the point that she's still talked about, even if she's not the most beloved figure, 30 years after her debut, is really something to beholdeth.
I feel like she's had a resurgence ever since she got back together with Ben Affleck. And, like, they got married. And ever since she got married to Ben Affleck, because it was very nostalgic for people. They were like that it couple for a long time where everyone wanted them together. So them getting back together, I feel like, is what made her more relevant. Because I don't remember her being as relevant at all. I feel like she was kind of falling off pretty hard.
I guess so. I feel like, what does falling off mean for Jennifer Lopez?
Like, she literally had to cancel her concerts and everything.
That was this year. That was after Ben.
That's been a while, though. Even her last album didn't do very well.
Well, yeah, that was all this year, and she's been dating Ben. If Ben was the reason for her resurgence in popularity, why is she flopping still?
Well, they got a divorce.
Now they are. They just announced it like a couple weeks ago.
I guess when I say like resurgence, like before she got back with Ben, I didn't like the gossip side of it and stuff. Like her, not as like a personality, but like
people just talk about her more.
Yeah, people just talk about her. I don't think that like translated into more listens or like more concert sales or anything because people don't care about going to a concert. They want to know about the drama going on with Ben. That's what made it relevant, honestly, was that people wanted to know about the relationship she was having with Ben Affleck.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I've always heard shit about Jennifer Lopez. I mean, she had an album in like 2015 that I remember kind of almost mattering. It didn't quite. She had the Iggy Azalea song on it. The Booty song. You ever heard that? Big, big booty. What you got, a big booty?
No.
And she was really convinced that was going to be a hit. And then it wasn't. And it tanked down the charts. And then she did that Meghan Trainor song where it's like, what is it? I am your mother. You listen. Wait, I think that's actually a Meghan Trainor song. I'm thinking of a different one. It's, I ain't going to do your laundry. I ain't your mama. I be cooking all day. I ain't your mama. And it's literally just, if you listen to it, it's literally just Meghan Trainor singing the chorus. And it's Jennifer Lopez doing this shit she used to do with Ashanti where she'd be kind of singing, but it would mostly be Ashanti's voice.
Yeah.
And she's trying to blend her voice in to sound like their voice. She did that with Meghan Trainor. And I remember that kind of being like a funny thing people were gawking at. Like, wow, she's still stealing people's vocals. And then she tried to do something in like 2018. Then that's when she really stopped like mattering in the pop sphere. I feel like I don't even like hear her songs anymore.
I feel like, I don't know, from the side that I grew up in, like, because my mom's like half Hispanic and my dad's Mexican. Like, they don't even really speak English like that. And growing up for us, it was always like, I mainly saw her like because of movies and in Selena, but my mom didn't really listen to like American music, so we didn't really listen to Jennifer Lopez like that. But she knew her from like the fact that she was a Latin American woman, like in the media, you know, and she was Selena, you know, so like she was really appealing to like Latina women and like an icon in that sense. But at the same time, it always felt really weird the way that it felt like that she just kind of turned her back on like her culture. Like she kept trying. She was more of like a culture vulture in a way, I guess you could say, or like the accusations that people threw at Drake, where it's like you're kind of like sitting there and like the whole thing with her going to the bodega and they're like, oh, what do you order? And she's like, oh, a bag of chips, a sandwich, and that orange drink. If you know, you know.
And what was your go-to order at the bodega?
My go-to order at the bodega was ham and cheese on a roll with an orange drink, if you know, you know, and a small bag of chips.
That is the most plain fucking order. What chips? Like what drink? Like what? Nothing else in the sandwich?
And how everyone's just making fun of it because it's like, what do you mean? And like they're even like asking people from the Bronx and like asking them like if that makes sense what the fucking orange drink is. And everyone's just ragging on her because they're like, dude, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, you're trying to act like you're from here. You're trying to act like you're a part of the culture. You're trying to, like, be a person that you're really not. And that's the part that's so fucking aggravating. Because it's not real representation. Like, she's just trying really hard to, like, leech off of it and, like, exploit it, it almost feels. And, like, so that she'll get more support for, like, personal gain.
So you think she's a bitch?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, well, you know, I don't know. Does she pander a little? Sure.
Mi gente Latina.
Do I?
Latino, that's what she said.
I don't know. I feel like she's at that point in her career where I don't care if she panders. She's just so...
Keep getting hair in my mouth.
She's just such a has-been at this point that I'm just like, you know what? I'll let her have it.
She definitely paved the way for, like, Latino Americans to have some representation in like culture, to help integrate Latin American culture with like American culture, Western culture, like you had said previously. But that doesn't disregard every single bad fucking thing about her.
No, I'm not saying that. I mean, let's see. Let's think of some nice things we can say about Jennifer Lopez. Like I said, she's curated her brand very effectively.
It seems like she's trying to advocate more for people, and I understand. I think maybe we're a little too harsh on her because maybe, like, to a certain extent, maybe this is her now trying to turn around and advocate for Latin American culture, but she's just so rich now, and she's so, like, ignorant to the fact that what she's doing is just, the way she's doing it is not coming off right. Like, maybe let's just give her the benefit of the doubt.
And, look, I really appreciate Jennifer Lopez because she's been married, like, how many times?
I think 4.
Like 4 different times. I think that that's iconic, that she treats marriage like a commodity.
I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna try to get sued by Jennifer Lopez. Imagine if we got sued by Jennifer Lopez. That shit would be so funny.
Oh, wait, I did hear something about how she, like...
6 fucking times.
6 times, okay. Slay. Can we get to 10, folks?
Damn, I didn't realize she'd been married so many times.
See, Dora hasn't been divorced even once, so maybe Dora wins this round. I did a poll on Instagram where I asked people who did more for Hispanic culture, Dora or Jennifer Lopez, and Dora won with over 90% of the vote.
I mean, I see why though. When it comes to like more representation, Dora was translated into 30 different languages. You know? It was a little brown girl teaching kids all around the world to read.
Avril Lavigne translated Girlfriend into like 40 different languages, but does she get her flowers?
She's not Hispanic.
How do you know that?
She's Canadian.
So Mexican people can't go to Canada. Okay.
But she's Canadian.
I'm just saying, there was a lot of versions. She did a Spanish version of Girlfriend. She did a Japanese version of Girlfriend.
She did?
Oh my gosh, there's a whole album of different versions of Girlfriend that
How many artists have albums with just translations?
Not a lot. You'd be shocked, not a lot. And Avril Lavigne really did that up for... She really wanted that to be a hit. I mean, it was.
Did she, like... Was it different people singing it, or was she the one singing it in every single language?
She was singing it.
I'm gonna Google this because I feel like you're shitting me right
now. No, look it up
She's
right now.
saying...
The Girlfriend Avril Lavigne album. It's a whole, like, LP of just different language versions of Girlfriend by Avril Lavigne. You're gonna see it. I'm not shitting you right now.
I mean, I believe that, like, I believe it was translated, but that she's singing it.
No, she's singing it. It's her voice. With pitch correction, probably, of course, but... This dog.
Only the chorus is translated, not the whole song.
There were some I feel like she changed some of the verses. Because I listened to the whole thing. I listened to that whole album. Front to back.
It's just the chorus.
Imagine trying to translate every single lyric into a different language.
Especially because I doubt that she knows that many languages. Like,
oh no,
she knows French,
they probably coached
Canadian.
her on how to do just the chorus parts.
Yeah, it was saying that some people criticized the fact that her pronunciation was very wrong for some of them.
Well, that's too bad. Maybe, I don't know. You know, Jennifer Lopez, to her credit, did a few albums that are just Spanish. Like, fully in Spanish. Can she speak Spanish? I'm pretty sure she can.
But she doesn't speak it very well. She speaks it like, that's kind of what part of the joke is, too, is that she doesn't really speak Spanish well. But she likes to act like she speaks Spanish very well.
Sometimes I feel like people will talk shit on Jennifer Lopez for being too hypersensitive or too anal about shit, but sometimes I'm like, I get it. I get it. If I was her and I got dunked on as much as she gets dunked on, I'd have enough. And the thing is, Jennifer Lopez has never particularly had a great reputation. Even in the early 2000s when she was at her peak, people just like to talk shit about her.
Well, because she's supposedly not a nice person.
Even back then, though?
Yeah, she's always she's been known to be like hard to work on sets and stuff.
I mean, I remember the South Park shit where they made fun of her and they did the hand and they're like, I'm Jennifer Lopez and I like tacos and burritos. And she got so mad she was kicking people off of sets and firing people for referencing it.
Yeah.
The thing is, I don't know, I kind of get it. Of all the celebrity parodies that South Park has done, that's one of the more, it feels like, intentionally crude ones.
Yeah.
Like, they really reduce her into, like, she's a hand that Ben Affleck fucks.
Yeah.
That likes tacos and burritos because she's Mexican. Or she's Puerto Rican. Sorry, Mexicans and Puerto Ricans. They do not like being called the same thing.
No, they don't.
I'm saying Hispanic. I feel like oftentimes she gets lumped in and becomes representation for all Latin culture and all Hispanic culture. And I feel like that's quite a bit of a chore to be bestowed with. I feel like she never needed to have that. And, you know, to some degree, I feel like she's even egged it on herself. Like being this all-encompassing Hispanic icon that she tries to reach for and become. But it seems like it's honestly out of her depth. And I feel like she might be better off if she would just ride into her own niche a little. Like, try to stop being this all-consuming global superstar and find something that she could really hone a craft in.
She's just not very relatable is the problem. Like, there's no relatability to her other than her being Hispanic. Like, at least, like, when it comes, like, that's really all she's really done. She's become a really good segue for, like, others. And, like, a lot of Hispanic artists now wouldn't be able to be where they are without Jennifer Lopez. Like,
I feel like
it was about Latinx representation.
Like Rosalia, I feel like, or Anita, like they wouldn't quite be able to do what they're doing today if it wasn't for Jennifer Lopez and the way that she crossed over, you know? And regardless if she can't sing, she made it. She still put out the hits. She still put out the songs, and she still got fans.
I feel like she just never took the time to practice because she has a good tone to her voice. I'm sure if she just practiced, like I don't feel like she ever really practiced singing. I feel like she just was like, oh, I can sing, and then started singing.
In the age of pitch correction, that's all you have to do. I don't know. I don't find Jennifer Lopez particularly talented, but I also don't find her particularly untalented in ways in which you can't find other pop stars that aren't. I feel like there's plenty of pop stars who rely heavily on pitch correction, who are not great singers, who do not write their own songs. There's plenty of them.
Yeah.
They're a dime a dozen, and a lot of them have not soared to the heights that Jennifer Lopez did, and a lot of them have not impacted culture the way Jennifer Lopez did.
And most of them never will.
Mm-mm.
But at the time, I think the big thing, like I keep repeating over and over again, was for Latin representation. Because she was one of the only, like even now, one of the only like pop stars that were Latin American that had as much representation, like in the sense of like, she was kind of in, it felt like she dabbled in a lot of different cultures. You know, like she was in Life in Color. She was Selena. She dated Diddy. You know, she dated Ben Affleck. Like she dated Mark Anthony. Like she really helped pave the way for a lot of Latin Americans. Is the thing. It's regardless as to it's something. It's kind of similar to what I was saying in the car earlier.
By dating men?
That's not what I meant.
I know. I guess I get what you mean. Like she was out here dating like Ben Affleck, for example, like these big Hollywood movie stars. And doing these things, doing these rituals that it feels like are at that point were kind of entwined with the archetype of the white pop girl. Feels like Jennifer Lopez was able to sneak her way into the same territory as Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera and all the other pop tarts. You know, she was able, even though she was like 10 years older than them, she was able to get in there.
Because it was more so that she was able to have access to these really high profile people, is what I'm saying. Whereas not a lot of artists, specifically Latin American artists, it wasn't as easy for them as it seemed to be for like Jennifer Lopez in the way that she did it. Like she had a plan and she executed it very well and flawlessly, and becoming such a big household name, you know. And like I said, I don't know what award it was that she got nominated for. Like she was a good actress. I don't know what the fuck happened to her. Like in Selena, that was a great role. Like I love that fucking movie.
I honestly feel like going back to her relationships, her divorces are powerful. I feel like she wields so much power. The fact that she's able, and this pisses a lot of people off, the fact that Jennifer Lopez is so universally renowned and beautiful and just alluring to people, that she can get divorced 6 times and be seen as a suitor to most men. As much as people talk shit on her, 99% of the men out there would fold for Jennifer Lopez.
I don't think so.
They would fold for Jennifer Lopez. Are you kidding me? Jennifer Lopez looks fucking good.
I mean, sure, we could. You arguing the way someone looks, I think, kind of changes the conversation, but that definitely played a factor into it.
Well, I think that's always been part of her charm, is how sexy she is. She's a sex symbol. She's Jennifer Lopez. I don't think Jennifer Lopez would have become Jennifer Lopez if she didn't look like a fucking supermodel.
That's definitely part. I feel like in a certain way, like the way that she was able to integrate so easily too is that she really kind of played off being a little bit like racially ambiguous, because she's not as like brown as like other Puerto Ricans or like Mexicans or anything. She was lighter in skin, which also kind of played into it. She didn't have like a Mexican accent or a Puerto Rican accent or anything, so that made it a lot easier for her.
She was definitely racially ambiguous to me, because I just thought there were Mexicans when I was a kid. Well, the thing is, she was even confusing back then, I imagine, because she was, doing all these songs with all these big rappers, and in I'm Real, her biggest hit, she says the N-word.
I heard about that, yeah.
Says the N-word in her biggest song. And it feels like even today, people don't bring that up. It feels like such a jarring thing to me now. I'm like, what? Like, why would you even... Whose idea was that?
I do want to know whose idea that was. I want to know if that was her idea or not.
Okay, low-key, this is what I will give her. She was surrounded by a lot of like rappers at the time, you know, especially
Yeah,
after
she
she
was.
dated Diddy. I wouldn't be shocked if it wasn't her idea. Kind of like, you know how when Miley Cyrus did her whole fucking thing, the bangers where she's like twerking on Robin Thicke and we
I
can't
didn't
stop.
see a problem with that. to be
I
honest with you.
loved that era. Look, I was 13 years old. I was living for it. But oh, pardon me.
Yeah, you've been burping this whole time.
Well, I've been drinking a soda. I think that a lot of what Miley Cyrus did in that era wasn't even her idea. I think a lot of it was just her being surrounded by a lot of black guys. And they're just, you know, sometimes, I don't know. Especially in Hollywood, it seems like a lot of black guys are just like chill about their own, sharing their culture, I guess.
I guess so, but I think that it really like that's a different conversation because like yeah, you can appreciate someone's culture, but that doesn't mean you need to act like that and you need to kind of stereotype it that way.
Well, that's
their culture.
This could be a whole conversation about Miley Cyrus, where I would say yes, she did appropriate black culture.
She appropriate.
She did. However, if you look at it, do you remember? And I'm going to point to this very key point in time where Young Money put out that song "Every Girl in the World," where they were like, "I wish I could fuck every girl in the world." Do you remember that song? There's a lyric in that song, which is a massive hit, by the way, where this grown man in YMCMB with Drake and Lil Wayne all on the same song, he says, "In 3 years, holler at me, Miley Cyrus," implying he wants to bang a 15-year-old Miley Cyrus. There are multiple rap lyrics. Eminem made a lyric about how he wanted to do weird shit to Miley Cyrus.
Yeah.
There were multiple rappers who were putting her name in songs from the time she was like 14, 15 years old, talking about doing sexual shit to her, like corrupting her almost. Like that was that's a fun thing.
You could argue that's the same thing with Justin Bieber too, though, and the way that he was treated in the media, especially.
Oh yeah,
when
definitely.
He was young.
But that's a parallel. Both of them, once they turned 18 and they wanted to shed that cookie cutter image, they maneuvered into black culture. And I wonder if that has something to do with it, that was shown to them as some sort of safe space for them to go to once they were ready to, you know, get rid of this kid-friendly image. Go make this, you know, raunchier music with this hip-hop infusion in it. It almost feels like that was kind of set up for them in a way, and why I don't fully blame them for pivoting in that direction. I still think they were, you know, problematic in the way they handled it? Sure. Do I think they could be held accountable to that to a certain degree? Yes, but I also think there's more nuance there.
I don't know. I think that in general, like, even though they meant well in a way, it's kind of like, I would go as far as to say that it's racist because they literally just kind of stereotyped and acted in a way that they felt like was a stereotype of like blacks.
I feel like especially the way Miley did it was it felt like not ill-intentioned but ignorant.
Ignorant for sure. 100% ignorant.
You know, Jennifer Lopez, I feel like it was very similar. The way that she seemed to perpetuate black culture, because that's something we haven't really talked about a lot, is how much Jennifer Lopez was not just assimilated into Latin American culture but black culture. It felt like she was always from the people she collaborated with to the perception that she wanted to give people in the media. There was a very grounded vibe to it that she was trying to relate to everybody.
Yeah.
And when she would kind of play into that stereotypically, I don't know what urban role, she would very much do things that like would not fly today.
Yeah. For sure. I think it was, like you said, out of ignorance, because like the conversation around these things is a lot different nowadays than it was back then. It wasn't like it's not that it was better back then or it was okay back then, but people weren't as informed. They didn't really go out of their way to even try to be like, not even like politically correct, but just aware of the things they were saying and aware of the way that they're gonna make other people feel. Like people really just kind of said shit. The internet got bigger after that time, you know, and so it was really easy to not be open to others' experiences, not to be open to the things other people were saying, and so you weren't hurting as many people's feelings because normally you're the circle you're around, people you know, like in person agreed with you, or like you all kind of had the same kind of views. Whereas when you're online and you're just putting shit out there, you're just saying shit. Like, it's you're not in your inner circle anymore. And as soon as social media got bigger, as soon as it got easier and easier and easier to express ourselves and stuff, and we expose ourselves more and more to the people online and different people and people with different views, it becomes much more apparent like when you need to not censor yourself, but when you need to be aware of the impact you might make and the background of what it is you're saying and why it might be harmful to some people. Because there's a lot of people where you can like make a dark joke of any kind and you can say almost anything and they'll just be like, oh, I get it because I know that you're making a joke, right? But then there's other people where they don't like it when you joke about certain things. They don't like talking about certain things. People have different triggers. People have different ways that they feel about things, and it's difficult. It's difficult a lot, like especially back then when people didn't have conversations like that, you know, to be aware. Half the time people just ended up looking like assholes even though they were just ignorant. You know what I mean? Because I don't think it was Jennifer Lopez's intent to like harm anybody with her words. I think she just didn't really understand what it was she was saying, and she had a lot of like racism and like stereotyping, like it, but it wasn't like intentional. It wasn't like on purpose. It was like she was just stereotyping.
And it's also like back to what I was saying. No one was telling her it was wrong.
Exactly.
Like she's surrounded by a lot of black people, and none of them are telling her, "Hey, maybe don't say the N-word in your song." You know, so it's kind of hard to expect her to know not to do things when the exact community she's attempting to emulate is telling her that it's okay to do those things. And I think that's a greater conversation that has to be had just within the black community itself. I can't really speak too much on that, but I do think that there's something there of, you know, you can't really, I mean, you can be mad at her, but I'm not
you can,
that.
I mean, yeah, you can be mad
offended by
at her. Anybody can be mad at her. I think it's really wrong to tell anybody what they can't be mad at.
Be mad at anything.
You need you just need when it comes to expressing those feelings too, like if you say something wrong or something, like you should be able to communicate that and talk like an adult with somebody and like figure those things out. And not everything, I think that most of the time, like if you come at someone very defensively and immediately argumentative and you can't just like talk things out or agree to disagree on things, that's normally how like things start to turn like very sour and get kind of dark when people just like stop liking each other, stop really wanting to communicate in any kind of way. Like if you hear something that someone says and you don't like it, like obviously unless it's like fucking propaganda or some weird ass fucking shit, like shit about kids or like their intent to do something or something, like you should take that seriously and stuff. But like for jokes and stuff like that, if you hear something you don't really like and it's like obviously like it's within good taste but you don't really like it, you should be able to not like it and just click off of the video. But there's no reason that now you need to go and like try to monitor somebody else's speech because it hurt your feelings, but you can just click off of it. You can block the person, you know?
Yeah, but I mean, I guess I think you can also just vocalize your disdain. I mean, people do that to me. If I say shit that pisses people off, they comment. I mean, I get whole essays in my comments of people mad at shit that I've said or mad about something I've done. And I mean, I appreciate that you took the time out of your day to give me the feedback.
I mean, yeah, there's a giant difference, though, between, like, giving someone feedback and wanting to have a conversation and then getting fucking mad and people sending death threats or people calling you, like, insults and shit.
Well, yeah, the death threats are unnecessary, but, I mean...
Or I feel like insults in general, because my whole point is that you should be able to have a very civilized adult conversation with somebody without cussing at each other, without calling each other names, like, actually talking about things. And, like, at the end of the day, if I say something and I'm wrong, and you're telling me I'm wrong, we look it up and I'm wrong, then what am I gonna do? Sit here and get angry? Like
a lot of
wrong.
people would. A lot of people would.
Yeah, and they're fucked up for doing that. They're not good people, in my opinion.
Oh, I don't know, like
ridiculous.
And the thing is, on the internet too, I think a lot of people feel like they're yelling into a void, and that's kind of what makes them mad. I feel like I can see that a lot of the time. Like even when I get angry comments, and these people probably think I don't even see their comments. It feels like there's almost like an anger, a visceral aggression in the fact that they think that they're not being heard. They want desperately to grab me by the shoulders, shake me, and tell me their opinion about what I'm doing. But you can't do that on the internet, and I think that's what fuels a lot of people's aggression and why people are so aggressive on the internet.
I think a lot of it also has to do that, like, you can't really hear someone's tone. there's been a lot of times that I've started arguing with people because I feel like they're coming at me very aggressively and they're being rude. And it'll be me. Like, I'm not perfect. I do that all the time. Where, like, people will come at me, I feel like really aggressively, right? And I'm like, what the fuck? And then we'll get like halfway through the argument before I realize that, like, I fucked up and I took it the wrong way. And then I have to be like, shit, my bad. Or I just stop responding because I don't know what the fuck to say.
Yeah.
That's happened a few times.
I think, Jennifer Lopez, she is what she is. And the thing is, you can't erase her. I think a lot of people dog on her and talk shit about her and try to reduce her legacy. But at the end of the day, when Jennifer Lopez dies, it's going to be a sad day. A lot of people will be sad. I'll be sad.
Yeah. I guess, okay, so what, other than, like, be not likable, which isn't a crime, right, or anything, what has she actually done that's, like, I mean, she's been a bad person, and overall in general, and it's, like, how much of that means that, like, she shouldn't, I guess
I feel like a lot
of famous people are bad people.
A lot of people feel like she hasn't earned the ego. With Mariah Carey, people say she acts like a diva and she's just, naggy and rude to people. But she's Mariah Carey, so we don't really care, right? I feel like you find out that she's being mean and people don't care because she has that diva status attached to her. It's her birthright. I feel like if you found out Beyonce wasn't being so nice to security or whatever, you wouldn't care. She's Beyonce. J-Lo, just to a lot of people, hasn't earned that right. It doesn't matter how many records she sold, how many tours she's been on, how much money she's made. She just hasn't earned that respect in a lot of people's eyes, and that's what colors a lot of people's opinion of her. Personally, for me, it doesn't. I feel like, you know what? She's earned her keep. If she wants to be kind of a diva, she can be kind of a diva.
I don't think so. I don't.
See, this is it. I can't save you by myself, Jennifer Lopez.
I don't think so. It's just, I agree in the fact that, like, she is an icon in her own right. She definitely is an icon in her own right. I'm not arguing against that. But I don't feel like she should still be, like, she should retire that, stop being a diva, and maybe just step out of the spotlight.
Who knows? Maybe she has by now. A lot of these stories we hear are from years and years ago. She could have changed. Maybe the internet's humbled her. I feel like if the internet talked about me the way they talked about Jennifer Lopez, I'd be humbled.
I feel like there's been other reports, like, especially like the way she treated Ben Affleck and stuff, supposedly, and then, like, even when she released that documentary, like, she supposedly came off, like, really egotistical.
I haven't watched that documentary.
I don't keep up with Jennifer
Okay,
Lopez
well,
unless it's gossip.
Here's the thing. I don't know. See, but that's the thing. How much of this is real and how much of it is just folklore being passed down from people who don't like her?
There's too much of it for all of it to be folklore, though.
But there's also too much of it for all of it to be true.
But when you watch her on camera, even interacting and stuff, like, the things she herself says and does, it's like, why are you doing that?
See, the thing is, from what I've seen of Jennifer Lopez, she seems at least outwardly sweet. She seems outwardly to be nice-hearted, it seems. I've never seen her shoving people and snatching the wigs off of cancer patients. Yeah, I've never...
Do people say she did that?
I'm sure somebody does.
Oh my god.
Somebody thinks she's that evil. I don't know. I don't know. The thing is, with Dora, we don't know what Dora's like behind the scenes.
Like the voice of Dora, or like Dora the cartoon?
Dora. Are you saying Dora's not real? Dora's real to me.
Dora can be real to you.
Yeah, so she's real.
Okay.
Well, we don't know. What does Dora do to her staff? What does Dora do to her service workers? How does Dora treat people?
I mean, if Dora is constantly asking you questions, right? And making you repeat yourself, it kind of seems like she would kind of be a little bit of a gaslighter, a little manipulative.
She's kind of making you do free labor.
She's kind of condescending, too.
You know, her show can't function. She's very
condescending. Like, when she's talking to the kids and the way she's just, like, asking them things, telling them to, like, say it louder. Like,
say it louder.
Do you think we're fucking stupid? Now that I think about it, yeah, what the fuck, Dora?
Can you find my magic wand? Can you find the space? I don't know. What the fuck is she looking for in her shit? See, I should have watched more episodes before we did this. She's just always looking for shit.
I mean,
Can you find my weave? That's how I felt after I first heard Jennifer Lopez live vocals, because they were so stunning and beautiful.
I don't think I've heard Jennifer Lopez live.
I don't know. I feel like she's the kind of person that would have no reason to be singing live. I don't see any reality where Jennifer Lopez needs to be having an isolated mic feed without pitch correction on it, at the very least. Jennifer Lopez should always be lip syncing, backtracking.
All of them seem old.
Maybe back, because Jennifer Lopez debuted before pitch correction and autotune was really a thing. Right as in the midst, that's when she debuted, was right when it just became a thing. And I think there's no coincidence that her career popped off right after that happened.
Let me see. She's not even dancing or performing, it seems, though. Oh, I've heard this song. I fucking love this song. I didn't know she sang it.
Well, she doesn't.
Oh.
there's another woman who's singing over her on the chorus.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a good song, though.
It is a good song. I really like that song.
She took it from the lady, I think, who originally wanted to sing it or something. There was some drama here.
Okay. See this? You can hear her like each breath she takes.
Yeah. She's just kind of tuneless. It's fine.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it is what it is.
Her pitch, for sure.
The thing is, you know what they're smart about? They don't give Jennifer Lopez very vocally demanding songs, and that's a good idea.
That's a great idea.
You know, we were comparing her to Selena Gomez earlier, weren't we?
No, you can't compare her to Selena Gomez.
Well, Selena Gomez is similar in that she has the can't sing allegations, but I feel like Selena Gomez gets away with it more.
I have seen those videos of Selena Gomez not being able to sing.
I mean, and just in general, her voice is just very processed.
I like the way she sounds on record.
Yeah, no, she sounds good on record. That's the thing. With pitch correction, Selena Gomez sounds better than Jennifer Lopez with pitch correction.
Yeah, but I just think you can't compare the two. Like, I understand that Selena Gomez is also, like, Hispanic, right? She's, like, Mexican.
Yeah.
But she hasn't, like, I don't see her as an icon for, like, Hispanic culture like that.
Oh, for Hispanic culture. Well, you'd have to ask people. I feel like there are people in Hispanic countries that would go to bat for, like, Selena Gomez as an icon.
She's an icon, but she's like a Disney icon. Like, I didn't grow up looking at Selena Gomez and thinking, oh, that's a Hispanic like me. Like, I would say she's very racially ambiguous.
Yeah, I guess when I was a kid and I used to watch Wizards, I just kind of thought she was, like, flipped Miley. Like, I thought she was, like, supposed to be the edgier Miley with little darker hair. She seemed like, I didn't... Well, the thing is, in Wizards of Waverly Place, her character is half white, half Mexican.
Oh, yeah, you're right, because we're mom.
Yeah. So, I mean, that was established right off the bat.
That was my bad. Yeah, that was a total fuck up of mine.
Well, I mean, but then again, I do think she's been marketed more akin to, like, Miley, and that's the thing. I feel like Selena Gomez is a lot like Jennifer Lopez in that they were able to assimilate into these spaces that are usually reserved for mostly white girls.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of blend in enough to where they can do their thing and have hit songs and do these tours and be this big force, but also, like, bring representation to a new community. And or a different community that's just not always at the forefront. And
you can't say that she's not a Latin American icon, because at the end of the day, she is Hispanic, so that would be, like, completely depriving her of the fact of her culture.
Selena Gomez is so fucking global. Like, she's really famous.
She's a massive artist, but I don't think they're on the same level, because she wasn't like she wasn't out there like really speaking Spanish. She wasn't out there really like in like Hispanic things like that. You know, she was on Disney.
Yeah, it seems like she almost kind of started dabbling her toes in Hispanic culture more, like
As she got older.
as she got a little bit older, like talkie,
Trying to get herself more out of like her Disney image and shit like that.
and you know,
When
I
she
fully
got out of
encourage that. I think, you know, get in touch with your roots, but
Yeah.
definitely, I think Jennifer Lopez intertwined it in her brand more. She seemed more.
I mean, there would have been no Selena Gomez without Jennifer Lopez. Because in a way, I guess you're right though. Now that you're really breaking it down, because Jennifer Lopez started acting too.
And Jennifer Lopez just shined so bright above any and all competition for so long. I mean,
But I would argue that Selena Gomez is a really good a really good actress.
and I mean, yeah, well, George Lopez, is he related to Jennifer Lopez?
No, he's not related to Jennifer Lopez.
Well, okay, but he was really famous, but then he cheated on his wife who gave him a kidney.
Yeah.
So we kind of don't like him.
Yeah, people really hate him because he cheated on his wife.
But his show was really popular. He never became a pop girl like Jennifer Lopez, but
He supposedly fucking did not get along at all with Carmen, the chick on the show. Like, they supposedly hated each other and, like, argued all the time and shit. She supposedly fucking hated George.
what about Mario Lopez? Is she related to him?
No, she's not.
She's not related to anybody.
I-
Why do they all have the last name Lopez?
Because Hispanics have... A lot of them have the same kind of...
There's a lot of Hispanic last names. My last name's Delgado.
I mean, yeah, but yours is... What part of Latin America is your mom from?
Mexico.
From Mexico?
Yeah, we're Mexican.
Oh, shit. I don't know then. I can't answer that question for you, to be honest with you.
Delgado. You have Garcia,
Martinez.
Alvarez. There's plenty.
Gonzalez.
What I don't know. It's just there's a lot of Lopez's. Maybe Lopez's are destined for
My
fame.
dad's last name is Las Canticos. Yeah. Aztec.
I wonder what's Dora's last name.
Espinosa.
Dora Espinosa.
Yes.
It's not just The Explorer. I love Dora. Honestly,
Do you really?
the thing. Okay, look. I feel like we incorporated Dora into this discourse, and she was really unnecessary because we mostly just talked about
Jennifer Lopez.
I think
It was for comedic effect.
this almost feels like Dora. No, I was really serious about it at first, but it almost feels like we discussed Dora less because Dora is so much more unanimously acclaimed as an icon.
And
Whereas,
it's not as controversial. There's so much when it comes to fucking Jennifer Lopez.
yeah, Jennifer Lopez, a lot of people will try to detract from her relevancy. Dora she has the ears. She has the streets.
I'm trying to find what her full name is. Marquez.
Dora Marquez.
Mm-hmm.
Good for Dora Marquez.
Her last name comes from Nobel Prize.
Wouldn't it be crazy if it was Lopez?
That would be fucking crazy, yeah. Okay, so Boots is 5.5-year-old monkey too. So she's 5, he's 5, they're both 5. Oh, she looks terrifying here. Look at that.
You want to see?
She looks terrifying.
Oh, that's not great lighting. Wait. Yeah, a little bit scary. Well, okay, let's draw to the conclusion. So, who do we think overall is more impactful to Latin American culture, Dora or Jennifer Lopez?
Given all the information we have now, and impactful, like in a negative or a positive way?
Both, just impactful.
Just impactful in general. Unfortunately, then we'd have to give that to Jennifer Lopez.
We're gonna give it to Jennifer Lopez.
We'd have to give it to Jennifer Lopez.
It feels like Dora, because she wasn't as actually controversial, and most of the hate against her is just general hate for children's TV.
Yeah, it's not anything like special.
It's not like it changed how people are perceived. It's not like, you know. Well, it did. I would say it did a lot for a lot of young, especially Hispanic girls, and even girls of other races. There are white girls who were obsessed with Dora. Like that was probably her main market. The white girls ate up Dora.
But
and
the significance is the representation to Latin Americans and Dora.
And like
And
familiarizing.
Russian
I think she maybe Dora even broke down some racial barriers there. But
I think it definitely did. I think it encouraged. It helped. It helped white kids see a little brown girl on TV and to know that like that's, you know.
sometimes
Latin
you gotta.
American.
Sometimes Latina is speaking and you have to stop and listen.
That's the rule.
And Jennifer Lopez has impacted culture in a way that is so particular to her. That's
it's
the thing.
just so widespread. I mean, even like she even impacted fashion. She impacted beauty. She impacted her being a pop star, like a pop culture. It's pop culture in general. Like she's so big in the pop culture space.
She's just, I mean, I don't think she will truly get credit for what she's made until she's dead. I truly don't. I think if and when Jennifer Lopez dies, people are going to mourn her a lot more than people would like to admit.
Yeah.
I don't
know. I don't like to think about celebrities and them dying.
And also she donated quite a bit of money to the Palestine Children's Fund. So
maybe Jenny really is from the block.
We have to give her her tens. You know what?
Jenny really is from the block.
I actually saw Jenny on the block.
Oh, really?
I was the first-hand witness.
I was the one that went to the bodega with her and got the orange drink.
Okay, yeah. I was the one who pitch corrected her vocals. I wrote songs for her.
Yeah, okay.
She stole my vocals.
As a matter of fact, I'm the one that snuck in and stole the songs and previewed them to her, and then convinced everyone to let her sing their songs.
Would you be willing to say this under oath of court of law?
Yes.
Okay.
And with my hand on the Bible.
Okay, well, I guess Jennifer Lopez wins this round. Sorry, Dora. But Dora, you win the public vote. She wins the popular vote. Yeah. My Instagram story. I wonder what it's at now. Oh my god, it's probably like even worse for her. I would have to check my phone, but
oh, you can always add it in later.
Yeah.
Do like a white background.
All right, let's just do an outro. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. We will likely be back maybe next week or something with a new topic. We hope you enjoyed this first episode. We just thought we'd try something new. Do you have anything else to say, Mordecai?
No, that's everything. That was fun.
All right.
A man of little words.
See you in the next one. Bye.
Bye, guys.